PsyPoints. Online shopping has been a fast-growing trend over the last few years. Most people are already familiar with either the basic concept of online shopping or memes relating to the impulse buying that some can be guilty of. With the ongoing quarantine, online shopping brands have started to accumulate the most amount of concurrent buyers, shoppers, you name them, that they could ever have anticipated. But is there more going on here? There are many online shopping brands, but why do you use all the same ones? And why are some more famous than others? Is it a matter of just having better services, or are certain brands manipulating you into using their services through a mix of psychology and marketing tricks? So, welcome to PsyPop. In this series, we'll be tackling how pop culture or something in pop culture has displayed a phenomenon where we can learn from it in the context of psychology and mental health alike. If you like this series and don't want to miss out on future episodes, don't forget to show support by liking and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon to get a notification whenever we post a new video. Before we start, let's look at our comments from last week from both our Instagram and Facebook on how much you use online shopping. If you ever want to get your thoughts out in these vids, by the way, please leave comments whenever we post a Q&A for the week. So first, let's look at our Facebook. By our editor, Ali. My wallet has a constant hole in it that I need to patch up. You know, I don't pay you. None of us get paid here in PsyPoints. So since you're my editor, Ali, and you're spending money, please get help. Stop, please. And on our Insta by Not Pio, once a week. ... 3 times a week, if that includes Food Panda. And you know, I would say that's also a problem, but you know, man's gotta eat, so you know, fair play to you. So there are existing spending problems here, but you know what? You guys aren't alone, and don't worry, because I'll be explaining why that's so from a psychological level. So how does psychology relate to marketing in the first place? So marketing actually incorporates several psychological principles into its creation, mainly concepts related to human behavior and how to influence it. Marketing campaigns, strategies, content marketing, and sales strategy, you name it, it all has some psychology involved. Each involves the psychology of marketing to the point where an entirely new field of psychology was birthed from it called neuromarketing. Neuromarketing is the application of neuropsychology to content marketing and sales as a way to influence purchasing decisions. It's a well-established fact that people have sensory motor, cognitive, and effective responses to known marketing strategies. So understanding these responses helps marketers create more efficient and effective digital marketing and traditional marketing strategies and campaigns to find more potential customers and achieve more successful product launches as a result. This can be seen in methods such as the colors and text companies use to evoke certain moods at first glance, design used to make company logos more eye-catching, and how company taglines appear to the customer. So, if I expound further on your marketing and its individual principles and tenets on its own, it could be a full-length video. But simply put, the more you know about how people act, the way they do, it's a lot easier to make them buy your merch as a result. Going back to online shopping, how can we see it being done by the big brands here? Well, going back to how we started this video, I will not say the name of any of these brands, by the way, because I actually do not want to be sued. I'm sure you're all aware of the brand I was mimicking. This is called mere exposure theory. And according to this, repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity is good. The simple act of repeated exposure automatically triggers an increased positive association in our brains. It makes us feel safe when thinking about it, and what evokes these feelings are also perceived as reliable. The same theory is also why I can say, nasala, end it there, and you know how that sentence would end and what brand I'm talking about. Again, I would say it, but I don't want to actually be sued. Because these ads are so widespread, both online and on television, so often that they become something familiar and something we're open to use ourselves. Not to mention, this also applies to the layouts these brands use for their websites, along with the colors they use to make the aesthetics of their products and services more appealing for us to browse and explore in. The brands that are referenced in this video, you may have noticed, use warm colors such as orange and pink. This is because in marketing, they also look at color theory and how colors affect our mood. The warmer colors and the spectrum are known to draw the viewer closer in, evoke excitement, and make the viewer feel safe. This again builds into that sense of familiarity and comfort built during the exposure process. And once this is achieved, after slapping a simple to navigate user interface on top of that color scheme, online shopping brands can attract a lot of concurrent viewers, which is essential in online shopping since you're trying to keep your viewers consistently coming back. So the way I've been framing this, it almost sounds like manipulation, but is what they're doing to us to be consistent customers a bad thing? Well, the simple answer is no. The aim of business is to have a lasting customer, not a consumer. The difference between the two is that one, which is the customer, is a repeat buyer, while consumers, on the other hand, buy once and then they leave. Although it is not inherently bad, the design of online shopping is meant to make a person come back and buy more constantly. Shop hosting websites are built to allow people to have easy access to whatever they would want or need, which would reliably make the person become a returning customer. As with all serotonin triggering activities, there is a chance for a person to grow an addiction to the activity, which in comparison to other vices such as drinking and gambling is less harmful in a sense that it damages a person's financial status, but it does not actively destroy one's medical status, unlike drinking and smoking. Unless you are going online shopping to buy alcohol, cigarettes, or gamble, in which case it damages both your health and your finances, which is a very big problem, and I encourage you to seek help. To end this video, one more thing I want to talk about is how these online shops can help up and coming personalities online. These businesses have quite an amount of influence, as you may know, and when they reach out to other online figures to help with their promotion, both parties end up benefiting from that exchange. Since PsyPoints does not have much experience being sponsored, ouch, that hurts, man. To show this in action, PsyPoints actually reached out to an online personality who has had experience with these brands to help share her own experience with these brands and how these marketing techniques can actually help raise the reach of online figures such as herself.
So hi, I'm now doing the interview, and here with me is Bianca Muñoz. So hi, can you please give a short intro to the audience as to who you are and what you do?
Hi, my name is Bianca Muñoz, Bea for short, and I am a student, but at the same time, I do influencer work for different companies, and I also live stream from time to time.
when was the first time you were contacted to be an ambassador for the first time for an online shopping brand?
Um, well, the first type of work I had to do was actually something I signed up for because influencer or ambassador work, it works different ways. You can either sign up or you can either be contacted. Usually, if you want to be contacted, your following has to have been higher already, or you should have already, let's say, kind of put yourself out there. You basically have to get the opportunities because there's a lot of people who are already in the industry. Yeah, I think my first time getting influencer work is like last year officially because a lot of brands nowadays they depend on online selling. So it's one of the really cheapest and more efficient ways of getting the word out for their brand. Yeah.
Ah, um so if that's the case, what are you actually normally asked to do, and what are you promised often to get back in return from these brands?
Depends per case. So usually they're gonna ask you to post an IG story. They're gonna ask you to share their post or make your own post and then share it on your IG story. But usually they want you to create content wherein you incorporate their products in your post. And usually they send you free products. That's what you call an X deal. And you basically get nothing in return except for, I guess you could say it's bragging rights. And but to be honest, it builds up your portfolio as an influencer because if more brands see you posting stuff with other brands or collaborating with other brands, the more they're gonna think you're open to collaborating with them as well. That's given if you actually use the correct hashtags because to be honest, other brands just really look for other influencers or ambassadors through hashtags. So yeah, basically they ask you to make content for them.
Would you say the experience working with them was pleasant, if that's the case, if it's if that's how they work?
Okay. Um, Honestly, there are some people who don't know how to. I would say they're not so experienced in terms of customer service. So I've collaborated with a lot of brands, and I've seen how different people work. Usually the most professional type of people, are the ones who would make you sign like a contract. Yeah, and also usually the more professional people would offer to pay you or ask for your rates. And usually those are people from ad agencies who reach out to influencers for online marketing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how you get paid, and that's how the more professional people do it. But if you're just a startup and you don't have much experience, usually they will just sometimes there are people who kind of leave you hanging in terms of collaborations. They don't really set certain rules. Like they won't tell you when your term of working with them will end. So they will be like, "Hey, you're getting us an ambassador," and it's like, for example, you post for after like a few posts after like a few months, and then after a few months, parang wala na. It's like, what's gonna happen? And it's like they're not gonna stick to the terms that they set you usually if it's like that. So yeah.
I mean, that does sound kind of unfair, but would you say that there was a benefit to it, as in it did boost your followers and like help your reach as an online figure as a whole? Now, is it worth it?
Yes. Yeah. Basically, because yun nga, even sometimes if they don't pay you, especially for the ones starting off, and if you don't charge your rates, it will help you build up your portfolio, and it will allow other brands to get to know you more.
So okay, that actually makes a lot more sense. But if so more on the outside of that work. So these brands help you with their branding by sending you all of these products. Do you actually use them after all the photos and after all the?
Okay. To be honest, there are some brands that I end up using. There are some brands that I don't. Others I give away, not because I don't like them, but because I feel like they could benefit other people more, and they just don't suit my lifestyle sometimes. Sometimes. Um, yeah, basically, yeah, there are part of them that I use and part of them I don't.
But as long as it's being at, even if you are not the one using it, as long as you help them, it boosted your following, it boosted their following, and in the end, you can still give it to someone to help them with whatever they're lacking as a whole.
Yeah,
And so
yeah, because
that's
sometimes, yeah, sometimes, sometimes brands will give you a product just to get out the word, but it's not necessarily a fit to your type of lifestyle, or it might not fit your lifestyle anymore after a period of time. So after that, syempre, you don't want the products to get sayang. So you don't want them to expire. Usually they expire. I sometimes give them to family who can benefit. Yeah,
so in the end, there's always someone being helped, regardless in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
process.
yeah.
All right, then. Well, last thing I want to ask then, outside of ambassador work, do you think that
Yeah.
shopping online has helped you personally during this pandemic, and how?
Okay, that's a good question. I realized over the pandemic actually the thing that I do when I'm stressed is shop. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
it's
really
normal.
bad. It's not okay. And yo, if it's like finals week, woo, my shopping cart,
Just to
my
give a,
shopping cart.
just a heads up, we're in finals right now, so
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and honestly, in terms of goal setting, it has helped a lot because there's gonna be a time where you're not gonna have any much more money in your pocket anymore because of the amount of stressful, days and weeks that you've had. So I tell myself I gotta manage my funds more properly. I gotta apply my knowledge because I'm taking a business course also. Um, I gotta apply my business knowledge in the way I divide my funds so that I
yeah,
know how much to allocate for my stress shopping.
you were
And yeah,
designed
yeah,
to do this.
yeah, yeah. So that's basically it. It's helped me set my goal in terms of shopping online helps me set my goals because if I don't know how to work harder, if I don't make the right decisions, I wouldn't have enough money to like shop
Yeah.
in terms of stress. Yeah.
With that, before we end the interview itself, is there anything you want to shout out personally? Not sponsored, of course, so say what you want. Say anything you want. Go ahead.
Okay, next week Friday, catch me on Shopee Live every next Friday as well.
Yay!
Yay!
Supporting
And
it.
follow me on Instagram. You support me.
But we'll put all of her links below if you want to support her, and we will be supporting her ourselves. So with that, thank you so
Yay!
much for coming, Bianca.
Thank you so much as well.
Thank you so much for the interview, Bea. The video wouldn't be possible otherwise, so please follow her. She has a great singing voice too, so please listen and watch her content, and all of which I will link down below. Please comment any topic you'd like for us to tackle next. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.